You're a Virginia Tech swimmer. What did you think about Lia Thomas competing today as a swimmer in this competition? What are you feeling? What are other athletes feeling?
It's a common conception that we are all very disappointed and frustrated with someone who has capabilities more than us women have to be able to compete at this level and take opportunities away from other women. Like, I have a teammate who did not make finals today because she was just bumped out of finals.
The NCAA and the Olympic Committee are going to have to deal with this. As much as ESPN and the rest of the woke sports media are trying to sweep this under the rug and gaslight everyone, people are seeing this for the travesty that it is. ESPN had no problem taking multiple moments of silence to talk about the Florida law that they don't like. But not a single one of their on-air hosts or talking head contributors even mentioned the Lia Thomas controversy. Not one. The Lia Thomas story is a direct threat to women's sports, and the biggest sports network in the world didn't even want to touch the story. But now women are finally speaking out about this Lia Thomas matter. A story recently broke about a brave female swimmer from Virginia Tech who feels that the NCAA betrayed her and that Lia Thomas stole her position in the championships. The woman is Virginia Tech swimmer Reka Gyorgy. I hope I said that right. Gyorgy is the first swimmer from the NCAA Women's Championships to personally speak out against biological male Lia Thomas competing in women's sports. That's a very, very brave move. She is already under attack from the rabid dogs of wokeness. So much so that she had to make her Instagram profile private. This story only has legs because citizen journalists are out there tired of the woke BS and bringing this story to light. Mary Margaret Olahan, who's from the Daily Wire, broke this story. It says, Virginia Tech swimmer Reka Gyorgy says her final spot was stolen from her by Lia Thomas because of the NCAA's decision to let someone who is not a biological female compete against women. What a strong statement. I applaud her. I'll put a link in the description below so you can actually blow up this letter and read it. But she writes a scathing letter to the NCAA. It's amazing that she came out, took a swing at the NCAA, and is not going to let this die down. In Mary Margaret Olahan's piece on the Daily Wire, she quotes Reka Gyorgy. That final spot was taken from me because of the NCAA's decision. And she implores the NCAA to make the right changes for our sport and for a better future in swimming. This isn't difficult. Fix it. Even Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner, decathlete, the world's greatest athlete, he spoke up. And a champion of gay rights, Martina Navratilova, she also spoke up. Let's look at what they had to say. And then somebody from some outlet called Pink News decides they're going to take a shot at Caitlyn Jenner. Says Caitlyn Jenner launches yet another disgraceful attack on trans athletes without a hint of irony. And I love the clapback that Caitlyn said here. No, I just had the balls to stand up for women's and girls in sports. Nothing but applause there. These people have lost their mind, and even Caitlyn Jenner, a former world-class Olympian decathlete, athlete of the world, athlete of the year, decade, whatever you want to call it, understands that biological males competing against women is absurd. And I love what Martina had to say here. She thinks that the trans swimmer Lia Thomas should always have an asterisk when he's competing against biological females. In this article from the New York Post, tennis legend Martina Navratilova said in a new interview that Lia Thomas, the record-breaking transgender swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania, should have an asterisk next to her name. I fully support that. If we can't get her out of the matches, we at least need to put an asterisk next to her name. Wow, that's tough. And I love this one. The 59-time Grand Slam champion also trashed the NCAA rules and said the national organization needs to level the playing field for its athletes. So how do you do that? It's not about excluding transgender women from winning ever, but it is about not allowing them to win when they were not anywhere near winning as a man. Remember, Lia Thomas was ranked 460th as a man and #1 as a woman. He had no shot of winning in a man's race. She continues, but right now the rules are what they are. Maybe put an asterisk there if she starts breaking records left and right, which is why I think she threw in the race that she lost. I can't prove it. Nobody can really prove it. I hope nobody's saying it, but it sure looked like she threw that last race so that people wouldn't be too much in an uproar. Too late, we already are. And I think Martina has the answer here. Navratilova suggested that the NCAA could have one category where only biological females compete against each other, then adopt an open category for everyone else. I don't have any problem with that. Women swim against women, men swim against men, and transgender swim against other transgender. Why would anybody have a problem with that? More women athletes are beginning to rally around this controversy. Linnea Saltz was a cross-country and track and field runner at Southern Utah University. Like Reka Gyorgy, she also wrote a letter to the NCAA. He posted this tweet: in the spring of 2020, I raced against a biological male in the NCAA Division I track and field. I laid out for the NCAA exactly how unfair this was, but it is now spring 2022 and we have seen no change. The NCAA is completely ignoring the issue. Again, I'll put a link to this tweet in the description so you can blow up her letter, which is another scathing rebuke of the NCAA and how they're letting men compete against women, or should I say biological men compete against biological female. It's got to stop. And I think with these women beginning to rally, that's really going to force a change. Women are seriously being hurt by this. I mean, emotionally damaged by what the NCAA is doing by allowing biological men to beat them handily. They are emotionally scarring these women. Listen closely to what this female swimmer from Virginia Tech says about Reka Gyorgy.
You're a Virginia Tech swimmer. What did you think about Lia Thomas competing today as a swimmer in this competition? What are you feeling? What are other athletes feeling?
It's a common conception that we are all very disappointed and frustrated with someone who has capabilities more than us women have to be able to compete at this level and take opportunities away from other women. Like, I have a teammate who did not make finals today because she was just bumped out of finals, and it's heartbreaking to see someone who went through puberty as a male and has the body of a male be able to absolutely blow away the competition, and you go into it with a mindset that you don't have a chance, if that makes sense. Like, it's hard to compete against someone with the aerobic capacity, the muscle development, the body of a man. It's hard. It's hard to think about it like that. And staying positive, I bet, for other swimmers who are in that heat is probably overwhelming. I'm not sure. I can't speak for them, but it's disappointing to see and frustrating, definitely.
And you said that one of your teammates was crying today because she didn't make the finals. You said that she was 17th,
yes,
and there were 16 spots.
Yes.
So Lia Thomas took one of those spots. Talk to us about what your teammate was going through and that experience.
She was very emotional, and it's hard to see because it's her last NCAAs, and she really loves that race, and it was just heartbreaking to see that she put all her effort into it today, and when the best time that she's went in a morning session before and still not make it back. It's hard to see someone who works every day, every night, still not be able to compete against someone like that.
While the NCAA has decided to completely ignore this controversy, they are essentially telling women to be quiet and go cry your tears in seclusion. No one wants to hear it in the media. No one at the NCAA organization wants to hear it. These women are in peril. What's going to happen if one of these women is demoralized to the point of, I don't even want to say. What's it going to take for the NCAA to take some action? This thing is going to continue. It's going to get worse until one side or the other decides they want to take some serious measures. The NCAA has to fight against the woke mob, or the ladies have to stand up and say, we're not competing with biological males. But something has to give really quick. They are going to erase women's sports. It won't even be in our history books. These women will just be a memory. They are going to normalize this, and nobody will know the better. This was written about and foretold in George Orwell's 1984. I mentioned it in a previous video. He had two very relevant quotes that are now foreshadowing what this wokeness is doing to America. Please take note of both of these quotes. He said that the further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. That pretty much defines wokeness right now. They're not even allowing people to speak the truth that they know. In fact, the Babylon Bee got suspended off of Twitter because they said a biological man was named Woman of the Year. It is the truth, but they don't want to hear the truth. The second quote, he said, "The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. People, believe your eyes and ears. Believe your eyes and ears. They are lying to you. They are trying to get you to submit. They are trying to gaslight you. Believe your eyes and ears." I beg you, because this madness has to stop. If you like this video, you're going to like this video here about wokeness in sports and how appalled I am as to how things have gone, especially on networks like ESPN. I'm just beside myself in terms of what these people are doing. It is clearly an indoctrination campaign, and we have got to bond together to make this stop. It is not right for biological males to be swimming against females. But I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think. Talk to you soon.